No matter what age your child is, you want the best for their future. What do they want to do after graduation? What career path do they want to take? These questions can be overwhelming. That's why you should ask them this question. What's your E? Seminole County Public Schools ePathway program is designed for your student to choose their own path in life from as many options as we can offer. Whether they're looking to enlist, enroll, or be employed, we're excited to help you and your child make it happen. Want them to enroll in a college or university? We'll help you find the best school for them to continue their education. Learn about grants and programs to help your child obtain their degree at a pace and a cost that works for you both. Are they looking to go straight into employment? Discover a variety of trades and skills that will propel their future. They can learn aviation maintenance, automotive repair, culinary arts, and more to hone their talents in growing industries. Is your child interested in enlistment? We'll help them find the right path of service, whether it's military, law enforcement, fire response, or EMS. They can serve the community while learning skills that will last a lifetime. What's your E? Explore options with ePathways by visiting us online at the link below.
What inspired me to get into engineering was Lego. So I started as a kid, as most kids do, working with Legos and just kind of doing your own thing, building the Lego sets. And I would often take apart my Lego sets, mix them together, and build something completely new. Then in about 4th grade, I was introduced to Lego robotics, which is where you have a actual robot that you could program, and you start with this brick, and that would feed information to Lego motors, and it would all communicate as a system, and you could do a lot of really cool robotic tasks with that. And that was really the start of me looking into engineering. The engineering I'm looking to pursue at first is mechanical engineering. This is what I'm going to go to UCF for, and this is going to be the start of my career. A mechanical engineer can really do anything. They work with a lot of thermodynamics and a lot of vibrations and really just anything that moves. So a lot of fields use mechanical engineering. I want to go past that and specialize into biomedical engineering, which is more along the lines of surgical robotics and medical machinery. I want to develop surgical robots, and with that I need to know exactly how the human body functions and how it functions with robotic systems. Essentially, I'll be able to design a system where a person will be able to communicate with a motor and hopefully improve their quality of life, whether this be through a surgical robot that a doctor is controlling or whether it's a prosthetic that's motorized.
I taught Josh his freshman year. He was so good with that inventor material. He picked up on it very quickly. He was ready to jump in and help other students, which I really appreciated. And he has carried those characteristics with him as he has moved through the program. And now with his journey moving forward in bioengineering, I can't wait to see what he's going to make with his knee brace and the orthotics that he's trying to produce.
The current prosthetic I'm looking at developing is a load-bearing knee brace in which I'm going to take a motor or servo and attach that to the knee, which will enable a person to be able to push past what their muscles currently are able to do, whether that be because of muscle fatigue or osteoarthritis in the kneecap where they're not able to put a lot of pressure on their knee. Current knee braces really only work when walking. There's still a lot of pain when there's extra forces being applied to the knee, such as walking upstairs or standing up from sitting down, things you and I normally don't think about. But for someone that has severe arthritis in their knee, this is hugely painful.
The strongest advantages of project-based learning, that hands-on experience that allows you to manipulate that material, really solidifies in the brain exactly how those things work.
The thing I would say about this program where it exceeds the most is the more you use it, the more it'll benefit you.
Oh, yes.
No, one more minute.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to reconvene the school board meeting of April 14th, 2026, and welcome. I would like to introduce Principal Higgs. She will introduce our student invoker. If you all come to the front.
Good evening, everyone. I am Crystal Higgs, the principal of Millennium Middle School. And joining me in just a moment is going to be Brooke Stackpole. She is our student invoker tonight, and she has been a participant of the Finding Your Voice program for the past 4 years. So we did want to invite her here to share a bit of her reflection. Brooke, will you join me?
Good evening. Tonight I have the privilege of sharing the impact of the Finding Your Voice Girls Field Trip. This field trip was designed for middle school girls like me to build confidence and a strong self-esteem. We had the opportunity to hear from keynote speakers who shared their personal journeys on what it means to find your voice. This experience helped me believe in myself and come out of my comfort zone more. It showed me that confidence is something that you have to choose. Nobody can give you the feeling of being confident. You have to wake up each day and choose confidence until it becomes part of who you are. This experience helped me build more confidence in myself and believe in myself more. Thank you. Now please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Let the record reflect that board members are here tonight: Vice Chair Garrick, Member Kraus, Member Davis, Member Sanchez, myself, Ms. Cole Palmer, School Board Attorney, and Board Clerk Jill Moramus, and Superintendent Beeman. Before we begin, I have some remarks to make. So first of all, I'd like to say good evening, everyone. My name is Robin Dellinger. I am the School Board Chair, and I'd like to welcome you to the school board meeting. As has been communicated quite lengthily, the district is facing serious budget challenges and is currently engaged in the ongoing process of planning for the future in very uncertain financial times. As the mother of 3 students, a former teacher, and a principal, I too care very passionately about the opportunities offered to our students. My fellow board members and I have had phone calls, emails, and conversations with many parents and students. I also know that many of you are here tonight to make public comment, and we appreciate that you have taken the time to come here for that purpose. At our budget workshop this afternoon, the superintendent requested that the board allow flexibility in approving out-of-state travel. The board supported her request. By way of explanation for those who may not have attended a school board meeting, this is the business meeting for the school board, and there is a lengthy agenda, including several recognitions and a focus on student achievement presentation. These agenda items take place prior to the opportunity for public comment. If you wish to make a public comment and have not completed the comment form, you can find the forms at the entrance table. And please then turn in your form to Ms. Moramus prior to the start of public comments. Finally, we thank you for your attention this evening. Please know that we will hear your comments and we value your thoughtful advocacy for our students. Thank you all very much. Ms. Moramus, do we have any acknowledgement forms? Superintendent, do you have any agenda modifications?
Yes, the addendum for good cause is marked on our electronic agenda as addendum item.
School board members, the roll call for today is Vice Chair Garrick, Member Kraus, Member Davis, Member Sanchez, and then myself. Are there any agenda modifications? Oh, no. Is there a motion to approve the agenda outline?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, could I speak to the committee that worked to provide our new software? You were a part of it, Chair Dellinger. And
You want to
before
speak to
we
it
move,
now?
I'm doing it now.
Okay.
The committee made up of staff, volunteers, business advisory board members, all stakeholders, spent, I think, over 40 or 50 hours on this one RFP, and I just wanted to express my thank you to you all. It's in the book tonight, and sorry to highlight you. I know you don't like the adoration, but
That's
thank you
okay.
for serving on that committee. And
Well,
to our
you're
many
very welcome.
volunteers.
The folks that work for us did all the hard work. Thank you very much, Member Kraus. So, do I have a motion to approve the agenda outline?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Thank you. Superintendent, do we have any presentations or recognitions?
Yes, we have a number, but we'll start with our Veteran of the Month, Ms. Kay from 5th grade at Eastbrook, and Principal Herndon is here to introduce her. And I know her name's not Ms. Kay, but I don't want to butcher it, so. Ms. Korzaneski. Okay, well, we'll get started with the Veteran of the Month.
Sorry, we're kind of out of it today.
Oh, sorry.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Martina Herndon, and I am the proud principal at Eastbrook Elementary. And this is our wonderful assistant principal, Tracy Williams. She's also our administrator at Eastbrook Elementary. Melanie answered the call to serve her country and enlisted in the United States Air Force in 2006. From the very beginning, she embraced challenges with determination and a spirit of excellence that would come to define her career. Melanie began her service as a crew chief on the C-130 Hercules, one of the Air Force's most mission-critical airlift platforms. In this demanding role, she took on the immense responsibility of ensuring aircrafts were inspected, maintained, and ready to fly at a moment's notice. Her meticulous attention to detail, technical expertise, and professionalism contributed directly to the safe and successful execution of missions around the world. Always driven to grow and contribute in new ways, Melanie later retrained into education and training management, where she played a vital role in the shaping the readiness of the Air Force's most important asset, its people. She ensured airmen received essential training, maintained critical qualifications, and advanced in their careers. Her steady leadership and her commitment to the development of others left a lasting impact on every unit she served. In 2010, Melanie demonstrated extraordinary versatility and courage when she deployed in support of Operation Iraq Freedom, serving as part of security forces. Stepping outside her primary specialty, she took on the demanding responsibility of protecting personnel, resources, and installations during a pivotal time. Her service during this deployment reflected not only her adaptability, but her also deep sense of duty to her fellow airmen and the mission. Across her Air Force career, Melanie distinguished herself through her professionalism, dedication, and a steadfast commitment to excellence. She served with integrity, embraced every challenge, and continually put the mission and her teammates first. God bless you. While in the Air Force Reserve, Melanie began her career in education in New York. She was a middle school reading teacher, then went into administration as the Assistant Director of Special Education. Melanie then moved to Florida in 2024, where she was hired as a 5th grade ELA and social studies teacher at Eastbrook Elementary. Melanie prides herself on being student-centered and focused on all students making gains throughout the school year. She provides great leadership within the school and her team and her vast leadership experience. Her husband, Mike, also served our country as a Marine. She has a 20-year-old daughter who is currently studying physical therapy in college, a 12-year-old son, Landon, and a 10-year-old daughter, Callie. Outside of school, Melanie serves as a coach for Unkite, Tumble, and Cheer, and works as a cheer judge with the Varsity Spirit. She finds great joy in encouraging young athletes and watching them grow, not only into strong competitors, but into confident, resilient individuals. As a proud product of military parents, I consider the monthly recognitions to be highly commendable. Thank you for this opportunity in recognizing Melanie Korzaneski as April's Seminole County Public Schools Veteran of the Month. Thank you.
When we went in the classroom, because he's in her classroom.
All right, good evening, board members and Superintendent Beeman. Tonight, as we have done in the past, I get the privilege of taking this opportunity that we do each season to recognize some of the state of Florida's top athletes who competed at the FHSAA State Championships. Listen, we know that making it to there is a big deal, but these are our athletes that not only made it there, but they achieved at the highest level, either earning a runner-up status or winning the state championship. So we are proud of their athletes, we are proud of the coaches, we are very excited to recognize them here this evening. So to get things started off, we would like to recognize the 2A state champion for competitive cheerleading. Please help me congratulate Lake Mary High School. Competing in the 2A extra large division, the Lake Mary competitive cheerleading team won state championship for the 10th year in a row, all under the direction of head coach Paige Black. Joining the celebration tonight is former assistant coach and new head coach. Congratulations, Vicki Jones, as well as the athletic director, Rick Wires, and assistant coach, Madison Grigsby. We also have principal of Lake Mary High School, Dr. Mickey Reynolds. Congratulations, Lake Mary High School competitive cheerleading. Our next group, the athletes were unfortunately unable to attend tonight due to club soccer and a few other conflicts, but we want to recognize the coach and the 7A state champion for the second year in a row, the Lake Mary High School girls soccer team. The 25-26 Lake Mary girls soccer team came into the season with a giant target on their back as the defending state champions. Playing a hard schedule, as there was the hardest schedule there is in the state, the team went 20 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie as they won the conference, district, region, and state championship for the second consecutive year. Their dominance was on display all playoffs, throughout the playoffs, as the team that outscored opponents 30-0. Congratulations, Lake Mary High School girls soccer. Next up, we'd like to recognize the Class 2A state runner-up for competitive cheerleading. Please help me to welcome Hagerty High School's competitive cheerleading team. Competing in the 2A extra-large non-tumbling division, the Huskies captured a regional championship, a state runner-up finish, and culminated the season with a UCA national championship. Over the last 12 years, the Huskies have finished first or second in each of the FHSAA state finals. Joining the celebration here this evening is the head coach, Trina King, athletic director, Jay Getty, along with assistant coaches, Alexis Sekarol and Jay Lee Luna. We also have the principal of Hagerty High School, Mr. Rob Frasca.
They know what it is. They know formation. They know choreography. They got it.
Front row, Abby. Front row. Fun side.
Congratulations. We now move into the individual state champions. We'd like to recognize the 3A 157 weight class wrestling individual state champion from Hagerty High School. Please help me to congratulate senior Nicholas Blake. During the 2026 season, Nicholas Blake amassed a record of 50-1 overall, bringing his career record to 205 wins and only 13 losses. In addition to his state championship, Nicholas is a SAC champion, a district champion, and regional champion as well. This year, the Orlando Sentinel has named him as the Wrestler of the Year, and finally, he will continue, and he will continue his wrestling next year at Binghamton University. Joining the celebration is Coach Scotty Diaz, Athletic Director Jay Getty, and Principal Mr. Rob Frasca. Congratulations, Nick. And for our final recognition, unable to attend this evening, we still want to recognize, though, the Class A 285-pound weight class wrestling individual state champion from Haggerty High School, Renzo Cooligan. Renzo is just as good. He ended up with a 40-4 overall record, earning the SAC championship, district championship, and regional runner-up to go along with his state title. Congratulations to all of our athletes here this evening to celebrate your state championship and runners-up. Congratulations.
Good evening. I'm Jean Van Smith, Executive Director of the Foundation for Seminole County Public Schools, and I am so excited to share a generous donation by one of our partners, Addition Financial. Through their debit card program, customers can choose to support the Foundation for Seminole County Public Schools, and each time they swipe their debit card, Addition donates 3 cents back to the Foundation. Well, those pennies add up, and in 2025, Addition raised over $18,000, and I was so impressed by their all-time donations right here in Seminole County of $284,000 since the inception of the program. What I think is really meaningful about this program is that the donations support both our Families in Need program, ensuring that students who are homeless or economically disadvantaged have what they need to be in school ready to learn, whether that's clothing, school supplies, hygiene items, and as we get ready for graduation, those funds can also help pay for the cap and gown fees for our seniors who are graduating. And the other program their donations support are senior scholarships to help our students go to college for students who have financial need. Tonight we have Stephanie Mizrahi, who's the Assistant Manager of Community Development for Addition Financial. Let's give Addition one other big thank you and welcome Stephanie up here.
Ms. Faison, whenever you're ready.
All right. Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the school board, and Superintendent Beeman. Tonight, we are highlighting the Finding Your Voice initiative. I'm honored to introduce our panel. I am Demetria Faison, Assistant Superintendent of Middle Schools. To my right is Dr. Nicola Williams, Coordinator of School Counseling and Education Pathways, and Marissa Ellis, School Counselor for Education Pathways. I would like to also recognize the other members of the Finding Your Voice planning team. Dr. Marion Cummings, Felicia Naidu, Melissa Brown, Asia Smith, Karen Heinrichs, and Jessica Monahan, who also works alongside this team to bring on our annual summit and to help with our planning and training for our school counseling sessions that happens throughout the year. The Finding Your Voice initiative provides young ladies in grades 5 through 8 with the tools to navigate social challenges, resolve conflicts constructively, and advocate for themselves and others. We hope to inspire our students while teaching them important lessons in leadership, effective communication, and unshakable confidence. This year, 307 students have participated across 25 schools. Bear Lake, Eastbrook, Forest City, and Goldsboro Elementary Schools are first-year participants. The schools marked with an asterisk have participated in all 4 years of the program. Each year, we plan to engage more students across the system to continue to improve school culture, peer-to-peer relationships, and to have a long-lasting impact on the lives of our future leaders.
Our work is grounded in the thoughtful initiatives of the Seminole County Public Schools Strategic Plan, and Finding Your Voice is no different. We recognize it's important for students to have connection on campus, to have trusted adults in their corner, to have proactive behavioral supports and mental health supports, as well as for students to have direct services from school counselors. And we're very proud of the work through this program that allowed our counselors to provide direct services of counseling skills as well as instruction, which then resulted in students seeing a decrease in discipline referrals, among other wonderful things you'll see in the data presented today.
So Finding Your Voice could not happen without the support of our school-based facilitators that you see on the screen. This table represents our lead facilitators across the 26 participating schools. In addition to this list, many of our facilitators collaborate with other educational partners on their campus to provide small group counseling sessions, analyze data, and manage the school's participation in the Finding Your Voice Girls Summit. Our facilitators represent multiple roles within Seminole County Public Schools, which naturally strengthens collaboration across our departments supporting students. It's this kind of interdepartmental collaboration that allows data, interventions, and student supports to align across systems rather than existing in silos. Over the 4 years of the Finding Your Voice program, this collaborative model allows students to build sustained, trusting connections with multiple student support personnel on our campuses every day. The Finding Your Voice program is designed as a data-driven school counseling direct service. So it begins in 5th grade. Facilitators are provided with a list of students on their campus who are demonstrating a need for services based on attendance, discipline, and achievement data. Our intention is to be proactive in identifying these students who would benefit the most from this 4-year-long intervention. Our team also provides facilitators with quarterly attendance, discipline, and achievement data on each and every girl in their small group. And we provide it for quarters 1, 2, and 3. This allows for facilitators to provide additional direct and indirect services to students on their campus as needed. As you can see by the feedback provided by our facilitators, this data has helped to identify students whose needs may have been overlooked, to connect them to early academic intervention, and has guided meaningful, individualized counseling support to our Finding Your Voice girls. Our team also collects data from our facilitators, and we collect pre- and post-test data on the provided lessons that the girls receive. This data is used to review and revise our curriculum to be the most effective in teaching those identified school counseling standards. So we also analyze the longitudinal data to continuously inform and strengthen our practice. This year's 8th grade participants represent one of the first cohorts to complete the full 4-year Finding Your Voice program. This allows us to examine longitudinal data across their middle school experience. So this is the data of our 8th grade girls who have participated since they were 5th grade. This is their data across their middle school years. The attendance data for these students shows a downward trend in days missed during the 25-26 school year to date, reinforcing what we know, that consistent connections with trusted adults on campus improve school attendance. When it comes to discipline, our 8th grade Finding Your Voice participants have demonstrated significant growth, with nearly a 40% reduction in discipline referrals throughout their middle school years. This positive shift reflects the impact of the small group lessons that are aligned to school counseling standards in the domains of self-management and social skills. where students learn to build healthy relationships and practice effective coping skills that support responsible decision-making. Academically, our 8th grade Finding Your Voice students have shown improved performance with fewer D's and F's earned in both ELA and math. Through curriculum aligned to school counseling standards in the learning strategies domain, students develop self-motivation and goal-setting skills that empower them to persist, set goals, and succeed in the classroom.
Right, so after the girls engage in these lessons with their on-site facilitators, we then bring them all together for our Girls Summit this year, which was hosted on March 12th at the University of Central Florida, which has been a great location for us for the past couple of years. The session opened with our keynote speaker, Emmy Award-winning journalist and communications leader, Shannon Green, whose message resonated not only with our girls, but also with the adults in the room. She shared that life is an unpredictable journey made of various chapters, none of which define our story on their own. She encouraged the young women to face their unwritten futures with the confidence that their stories truly matter. It was a great message to launch the girls into their day. So each of our girls participate in 5 breakout sessions that are led throughout the day. The heaviest lift is our amazing school social worker team. 16 of our staff facilitated the Cross the Line, If You Really Knew Me, and Teddy Bear ceremony sessions. And the Teddy Bear ceremony session is our highest rated session to be had every year. The girls want it to continue. Sandy Fink from ePathways led the Picture Your Path session. The Yoga Play Lab was led by Yolanda Tyler from Mindful Play Learning. High school assistant principals, Natasha Dukes, Arica Sutton, Dr. Brittany Campbell, and Chalora Smith participated in a high school transition panel, which was moderated by Dr. Melissa Ladani, principal of Childs Middle School. This year, we introduced 4 new sessions: the art and music therapy breakouts, visual anchors, and changing the track, turning up your voice, were facilitated by Shelby Maddox from the Department of Teaching and Learning and Milka Jurnett from Always Growing Counseling. Our partners from the Seminole County Sheriff's Department joined us this year and facilitated 2 sessions. Heather White and Deputy Sheriff Alexis Odell hosted the Star Women's Self-Defense class, and the Youth Services Intervention team members Sabrina Childers and Teresa Japp led the Strong, Safe, and Smart Building Happy Relationships breakout session. The students also participated in a tour of UCF and a scavenger hunt, which was exciting because our 5th graders for the first year got to tour the campus, so it was very exciting to see them have that experience. This event continues to be a wonderful day of learning, self-care, and camaraderie for both the girls and for staff.
This year, we thought it important for the girls to also look outward into the community and see how they could be of assistance. So we did incorporate a community service project in partnership with Grow Healthy Kids. The girls ran a sock drive, and the top 3 schools who collected the most socks received trophy awards at the ceremony this year. Over 1,021 pairs of socks were collected and donated. So we were really proud to see our girls not only receiving through this program, but having an opportunity to give back to others. And we would be remiss if we did not allow you to hear directly from the young ladies we were able to serve that day. So this slide represents just a few of the quotes provided by them on their surveys as they were exiting the event that day. And you can see where the girls shared how they learned to find their voice, not only through this program, but the small groups. One of them mentioned she plans to go to UCF for college one day. They're looking forward to the event again next year. But what really is a great take home from this event is the anticipation these young ladies have about their futures, and the way attending this event and having the opportunity to participate in these groups have shifted their perspective on who they are and the things they are able to accomplish for themselves. It was a wonderful way for them to become intrinsically motivated to become the best versions of themselves. So we are very happy and proud to be able to be a part of this work. Thank you so much for your support.
All right, and we cannot leave without thanking our school staff, our district staff. 8 departments work with us to make this event happen every year. And, you know, ePathways and Wellness have been on board since year 1, and so I wanted to give them a special shout out, and we could not do this without the work of the Student Support Services Department. And again, all of the other departments represented on this slide that have helped us be able to deliver the facilitated sessions on the campuses along with the Girls Summit. I also wanted to thank the Sheriff's Department for joining us this year in our breakout sessions, and thanking Carrie Higbee and Jerry Weathers for sending their staff to join us for the day. I also have to thank Karen Heinrichs, who oversees, we have a large group of volunteers, about 30 volunteers who come to help us with managing the girls, because having 300 girls on a college campus, we want to make sure that they are safe and that we don't lose them, which is why they have a colored t-shirt on also. But she has also transformed those spaces into just a beautiful, gorgeous conference space, and the girls are always in awe of how beautiful the space is and that they really have a full conference experience. And so I just wanted to give her that special shout out. And I do also have to say thank you to the Sanford Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, who also have been volunteers and supporters and sponsors of this event again since our inaugural year. So thank you everyone for your support.
Thank you very much. I think it's fantastic. You know, it was just a wonderful event, and I'm looking forward to next year, and hopefully I'll be able to stay the whole day. Board members, any questions or comments? Go ahead, Vice Chair Garrick.
I just want to say thank you so much. This program started my inaugural year, and so it's been wonderful to see the evolution of the program and of the girls themselves and watching them on their journey. I wanted to just ask about the continuing support that these same students will receive in high school. What does that look like? And will they be staying in the same cohort if they're moving to the same school?
Well, this program ends at grade 8, and so our expectation of inviting the high school members to be a part of the panel is to make sure that our girls get connected to female groups once they arrive to their campuses. But it is a 5 through 8 initiative. Okay. So Mike Rice is free to start a high school program with my full support. But I've stayed in touch with some of the girls. Some of them still email me. They're in high school, and they still email me and stay connected. And, you know, it is our hope that the girls continue with the lessons and the tools that we have shared with them and take those into high school. And what we've seen in those slides is that, you know, our hope is between grades 5 through 8 that we have a desired effect of reduced discipline, improved attendance, improved work submission, and we have our desired effect, and our goal is to send them to high school as ready as possible to be contributing members of their high school campuses. And so I'm just excited for the futures of these young ladies.
Fabulous, and I would think that Young Women of Excellence might be, for some of them, a good transition. And then I just also wanted to share with you the Goldsboro group. They had a conflict, and so they couldn't go to UCF, so I had an opportunity the next week to go and do a small group with them. And I'm just watching there are fourth, fifth groups of some of those students I had known the year prior. So just from the weekly lessons and the direct teacher administrator engagement that they're having. I've noticed time, and because I don't go very often, I can see growth, whereas if you're there every day, you might not necessarily. So thank you very much. I appreciate you giving our young women this opportunity.
Thank you for your support.
Member Krause.
I am a huge fan. The first year, you had a rowboat sitting here and 3 students, and one wasn't going to paddle. And they said, "What would you do?" And the other said, "I would throw her out of the boat." Not what you would do, what you should do to work together and collaborate. I am a huge fan. I'm glad Mr. Rice brought it for Boys Summit as well. I think addressing, loving on these girls, making them feel special and important, and their voice does matter. So huge thank you to the entire team. I know it's a lot of work. Thank you.
Member Davis.
I just love you guys. Every time I see you, you just really have an impact on these girls, as well as all the other students. It's just amazing. And I just want to thank you for all your time that you put into it, because I know it's not accomplished very easily in the ordinary route of your job. I know this takes a lot of extra work. And we really appreciate it. I know those girls love you guys. They do.
Member Sanchez.
Same thing, basically this team building exercise of how we're building our youth and helping them learn to advocate is critical. As being someone in education for 38 years, there's nothing better than seeing our children speaking up and having their voice heard. And I can't say enough about that, but having them have solutions and resolve situations and not giving up. That's a life skill that they'll have forever and ever. And us being role models by doing that and continuing that, we may not always see eye to eye with everybody, but we can agree to disagree, but we have to be there to listen to each other. So I'm so proud of our young ladies and wishing them all the best, and thank you all for all your great leadership, and please thank everybody else that sponsored and everyone else that has helped support this initiative, because it's been a huge success. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Vice Chair Garrick, it is now time for public comment on agenda items. Would you please read the statement?
Certainly. And I see that we have quite a few people here this evening to make comment. I want to tell you that the board really appreciates hearing from you. I thank you very much for sharing your concerns, advocating for students. We can't solve problems that we don't know about, and working together, we can make sure that our students continue to have every opportunity for success. This is policy 0169.1. The purpose of the public participation segments of the board meeting is to allow the public to address matters within the board's jurisdiction and not to resolve individual grievances or disputes. School board meetings are limited public forums. Public comments related to education, the board agenda, and the district are welcome and encouraged. But public comment segments are not forums to engage in personal attacks against school system employees or board members. To maintain orderly conduct, the public comment segments of the meeting may not be used as open forums to discuss matters unrelated to education, to support or oppose candidates for public office, including presentation of political and/or campaign issues, announcing candidacy and/or campaigning, or to engage in commercial speech attempting to sell a service or product to the board or the public. Nor are they forums to address matters involving disciplinary actions of any kind, pending claims, complaints, or litigation to which the board, the district, or district personnel is a party. Public comment segment durations are as follows. Propositions before the board, limited to 3 minutes. One group representative speaking on a proposition, maximum of 6 minutes. Speaker must remain on topic of the proposition. Non-agenda items limited to 2 minutes. Speakers shall direct their comments only to the board and may not address the audience or other speakers. No speaker may yield his/her time to any person, and generally substitutions of speakers will not be allowed. Thank you.
Thank you. Nina Sandberg. And after Ms. Sandberg, Ms. Kirschenbaum.
I'm Nina Sandberg. Tonight, I'm going to read a message from a fellow Oviedo High School parent named Hannah Long. My daughters have spent years working towards one goal, the chance to perform and compete on the national stage. Years of practices, weekends, late nights, fundraising, sacrifices, and dedication. Not because anyone required it, but because they believed that if they worked hard enough, they could reach the highest level. And this year, students in our district proved the dream is real. Oviedo Winter Guard didn't just compete, they became world champions. Students from Seminole County stood on a world stage and showed what our kids are capable of when they are given the opportunity. And now we are telling the next group of students that their chance may never come. This mandate prohibiting out-of-state travel doesn't just cancel trips, it cancels dreams. It cancels goals students have been working towards for years. It tells them that their dedication has a boundary line drawn around it. These trips are not funded by the district. Parents, boosters, and students raise the money themselves because they believe these experiences matter. Families sacrifice vacations, weekends, and extra income to give their children opportunities that shape who they become. Out-of-state travel is not a luxury. It is where students learn independence, confidence, growth, excellence, experience, and goal attainment. You are robbing SCPS students of all kinds of opportunities in sports, music, performance, academics, training, etc. You are even preventing the popular trips to Washington, D.C. to learn about our country's history and government. I did not have time to copy her entire speech, but she is very upset, and there are a lot of parents in Seminole County who are now very, very upset. This has to be fixed. You can't just ban all out-of-state travel and make it so that these kids can never have competitions, field trips to places like Washington, D.C., participate in performances, participate in national stage sports competitions, etc. This is wrong. I'm a former SCPS student. Even I was allowed to go to Washington, D.C. for a Washington, D.C. field trip to see my government and the history of my country and all that through SCPS as a student at Lake Howell High School. You cannot do this. You have to control your superintendent, and you have to fix this. This has to be fixed. This cannot stay the way it is. These students need opportunities to travel out of state, just like they've been doing for 50 years now. This is unacceptable.
Thank you, Ms. Sandberg. Ms. Kirschenbaum.
Order, please. Order. Order. Allow the next speaker to come up.
Good evening, board members. My name is Leslie Kirschenbaum. I want to start by saying I'm a little confused about what we all saw today on the SCPS page. The wording regarding out-of-state field trips changed before today's update, and it was previously stated that this would be done all together without a clear explanation. It makes it really hard for parents, students, and staff to understand what's actually happening. What's missing here, per usual, is transparency and communication. These decisions affect students, families, and opportunities, and when the message keeps changing, it feels like we're being left out. I also think it's important to clarify something. The district is not funding these trips. They are paid for through fundraising efforts and by parents for students themselves. Families are investing their own time and money because they see the value in these experiences. So I have to ask, what's the actual financial burden here? Based on what's being presented, the only impact on SCPS would be from salaried and exempt employees. That means there is an additional hourly payroll or overtime being created. So again, where is the burden that justifies eliminating or restricting these opportunities? If anything, these trips provide educational experiences that go beyond the classroom. They build independence, responsibility, and real-world understanding, things we all want for our students. At the end of the day, it's not just about trips. It's about trust. It's about making sure decisions are communicated clearly and consistently. And right now, that's what's missing. We're not asking for anything unreasonable. We're asking for clarity. We're asking for transparency. And we're asking to be part of the conversation before decisions are made that directly affect our students. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Kirschenbaum.
Order, please. Ladies and gentlemen, order. Thank you.
All right, that's it for public comments related to the consent agenda. It's time for board items for discussion. Vice Chair Garrick.
I just wanted to share about the community involvement expo that we had at Oviedo High School with the realtors. I think anytime that we get an opportunity to share the good work that's going on in our schools, it's a great day. As a mom of 3 Lion alums, there were parts of Oviedo High School that I had never seen. We got to go out to the automotive mechanics shop. We got to see the ROTC target range, and we got to explore lots of classrooms, but also the television production classes, which was really exciting to see how those programs have expanded. In addition, I also had the opportunity, I serve on the foundation of Seminole County Public Schools as the board representative, and so this month we were at the Health Academy at Seminole High School, and it was really exciting to see that through other professionals' eyes. Especially we had some medical professionals there, and to see our students, 14, 15, 16, working on anatomage tables and working with simulated people who can give birth or can accept IVs. So really exciting hands-on opportunities. And I would encourage, I know that we've got lots of folks here today that are passionate about public education and all that we offer. Given the current budgetary restraints, I encourage you to please use your advocacy not just within the district, but at the state level. We have to understand that the major concerns that are having us reevaluate every single opportunity in our district are budgetary. Next year, we are set to have over $100 million of taxpayer dollars diverted from public education through taxpayer-funded vouchers to other choices that are not our public schools. And so as we work through the concerns, the immediate concerns that you have tonight, please take your energies and partner with us. We need our teachers, we need our coaches, we need our students, and we need our community to speak up and demand that our public schools are funded and we continue to grow our programs and offer exceptional opportunities for students. So thank you.
Member Krause.
Thank you. I just want to thank the audience that is here today. I know we've all heard from many of you. We held our preliminary budget workshop this afternoon, and the superintendent asked us to provide input and flexibility regarding out-of-state field trip policy. We will continue to address the trips on an individual basis, and I want you to understand the letter that went to the principals may have been vague in its intent. Out-of-state trips are not banned. They will be reconsidered on an individual basis, and I just wanted to reassure you that we agree. They enhance education, and many people choose the public schools because of the opportunities that are available, including some of the trips. Thank you.
Member Davis.
I don't have anything further than what Ms. Krause already explained.
Ms. Sanchez?
So many of you I've spoken to for the past few weeks, and I agree wholeheartedly with you on the fact that field trips just like any experience, you don't remember worksheets, just like I said in the workshop today. We remember the experiences that we do day in and day out. Those are the things you remember, not the paper and pencil, the experiences that you have out of the classroom or even in the classroom working collaboratively together. And some of the miscommunication that is, as far as I'm concerned, that needs to be addressed, and we discussed it earlier today, is about transparency and making sure that, for example, in our board book, it says no fiscal impact, and there's a field trip in here. Well, that field trip actually does have fiscal impact because it actually has a teacher that's going to be needing, that we need on that trip, which would cost about $105 a day. However, there are ways around it, and there are ways that fundraisers have been able to be managed where you have raised funds, where you can go on your trips and do different things. And by all means, that's something that none of us would want to have taken away from any of you. And it's something I'm very passionate about and feel that your voices have been heard. I've been hearing your voices. I'm proud of each and every one of our students that have been sharing their concerns, and as well as their parents. I feel that this is unnecessary stress and anxiety that should not have occurred. And I wholeheartedly feel that we need to make sure that we do a better job and are transparent. And I understand that we have frustrations from the state level. However, this is something that can be worked around, and there's ways that navigate through all these trying times, and this shouldn't be something that should be looked over and picked through. And my apologies for it causing any extra stress on your lives and anybody, and that goes for any other programs or organizations that are taking on any other trips and that are raising funds for that. It's just, as far as I'm concerned, a way of how we need to put it in policy, what we need to do to make sure it's easier for everybody to navigate, and to make sure that people respond to you in a timely manner within a time frame. Just as a classroom teacher, I have 48 hours to respond when I was a classroom teacher, then everybody else should as well. So it's extremely important, and if I didn't get a chance to respond to you, it's because I usually like to pick up the phone, and I could not pick up the phone to talk to everybody. I just know that each and every one of you, your voices are heard, and your voices matter. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would like to just take a moment to address some of the same issues, since people are here and intend to make public comment. We did have a pretty lengthy budget meeting today, and I think it's important for everyone to know that we do have significant challenges, and the trend has been ongoing over time in terms of budget challenges for our school district. And we have been very fortunate that we have been able to utilize funding sources to continue to support student safety and learning over the years, and to continue to provide the exceptional opportunities for our students. And I think all of you know that from the fact that you have a wonderful high school where many of you came from the athletes that were here earlier this evening, all of those things. The challenges have been exacerbated by demographics. If you listen to our budget workshop from earlier today, you'll know that both nationally and within the state and even in our county, our birth rate is declining. And additionally, as Member Garrick mentioned, the expansion in taxpayer-funded scholarships has diverted billions of dollars over the last 3 years away from public education, making it unavailable to support our public schools. We have 59,000 students and their parents who choose Seminole County Public Schools because of the opportunities provided to them. As a public school board member, my #1 priority is to ensure that SCPS remains the high-quality A+ system that it has been for many, many years. And it's not an accident that that is the case. It is through planning, visioning, and listening to people in our community to determine what works for our kids, and responding proactively in an environment that demands accountability for every single student in pre-K through 12th grade. We provide wide choices for our students. We have stellar programs across the whole district in academics, the arts, athletics, every single career field that you can think of. It is also true that we have to continually adjust our thinking and design opportunities that can be supported in a very dynamically changing world. Today, we listened to the update in our strategic plan, which is a work in progress, and it is a very forward-thinking guide as we move into the future with our public schools. I would like to personally thank parents and community members. We've read your emails, we've talked to folks, we've listened to phone calls. We tried to respond as quickly as we're able to do. We are listening to you, we do hear you, and we want to make decisions that benefit our students. Every decision has to be made in light of how it serves students. We are here to serve the children, and everything else is secondary. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. I also would like to comment and to confirm with Member Sanchez that you will be the board member on the architect engineer for
Rock Lake Middle School.
Right, and also the construction manager at risk, and I will also do the same for Millwee Middle School.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you both.
Superintendent, do you have a recommendation? Yes.
Yes, that the school board approve the consent agenda as presented.
Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. There's no opposed, motion passes. Thank you. Superintendent, do you have any recommendation regarding student discipline hearings?
Yes, I do, that the School Board of Seminole County approve the student disciplinary recommendations from March 2nd, 2026, March 10th, 2026, and March 23, 2026.
Is there a motion to approve the discipline recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second? I didn't hear. All right, thank you, Ms. Davis. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
That's unanimous, motion passes. Superintendent, is there any new business?
No new business, Chair.
All right, Superintendent, you have a report.
Yes, the report is included in the book, and it's read-only. And I would like to, first of all, say thank you to the board for, during our budget workshop, allowing me more flexibility, particularly as it relates to the fundraising policy that the board has when our schools are seeking out-of-school field trips. So there's that flexibility will allow me to reach back out to the schools and have them demonstrate that the funding is there for not only coverage of the actual trip that's being planned, but also for the coverage of the district impact as far as any substitutes and so forth on the district. I'd also like to thank a number of the students that have written to me over the course of the last couple of weeks. Thank you for sharing your voice, telling me what you have been working on, and explaining to me what the impact of the decisions that have been made were for you. I do appreciate hearing from you, and your voices did matter. So
Thank
with
you.
that, I'll turn it over.
All right, it's now we have our public comments for non-agenda items, and I have a number of folks to call up. So Janice Simmons, if you'd like to come up.
Point of order. Do we have board comments for committee?
There we go.
Oh, sorry. All right, I'm sorry about that. I skipped right over it. All right, so Vice Chair Garrick, go ahead. Thank
Yes,
you for reminding me.
The hint is taken. I will keep them brief.
All right, good.
This past month's committee meetings, Uplifted is the United Way committee that Dr. Gard Harold and I serve on. We both had a conflict, and so when we get the minutes from those from that meeting. We'll make sure that we distribute it to the rest of the board. Sanford District 2 meeting, we had lots of updates from our local schools. So again, we've got schools out in the community doing outreach and making sure that community members and parents and family members can hear what's going on in our schools. So really great partnership there. Midway Safe Harbor, exciting news. After many years of advocacy, there was groundbreaking for the stormwater infrastructure. That was on March 25th, and so alas, all of the right-of-ways have been all of the permissions for right-of-ways have been cleared, signed off, and finally we're starting some real work out in Midway. So great for our folks that live out in that area. And then last but not least, I had the opportunity to attend the Sanford Chamber of Commerce meeting last week, and a fantastic education partner, UYA, Unity Youth Association. Carrie Wiggins, the director there, he talked about the opportunities, and I had a little bit of time to also chat about our public schools and how important it is to have public-private conversations and partnerships. So that's my committee reports.
Thank you very much. Member Krause?
Thank you. I attended the Orlando Science Center Inspire Science Breakfast, which is one of their fundraising efforts to expose the community to some of their outreach. They go into community centers like the Boys and Girls Club, and they bring science opportunities to them. So that was really good. Their speaker was from Disney Imagineering, and he talked about how when they think about their parks, rather than just a new ride, we need to update the ride. They're talking about green space because families want the opportunity to just be in nature. So I thought that was interesting. We had our final value adjustment board meeting. So that's all signed, sealed, and delivered for next year. I would like to open up to the general public. The Business Advisory Board membership committee is looking for you. If you have questions, would like to serve some capacity with your expertise, we would welcome you to apply. You can reach out to me or Dr. Mullins, and I'll get you connected. That's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Member Davis?
Thank you, Chair. The Central Florida Public School Coalition met yesterday. Their main focus was on safety and security and concerns over what needs to be done to overcome some of the obstacles with safety and security. Tomorrow is the Seminole County Children's Alliance meeting, and we are unsure who's presenting tomorrow yet. And that's all I have. Thanks.
Member Sanchez?
I could, just like everybody else, go up here and talk all day about all the things that we do, but honestly, my mind is just on you all for being here. Spending your afternoon here, or evening, should I say. Your voices matter, and I'm more concerned about making sure we do a deep dive and that we're transparent and that we do a better job communicating, because we have to learn from these experiences and do better at making sure that we communicate, not just us, but our staff and everybody else. And that's our job, to make sure that your voices are heard. And it takes a village. And life throws us curveballs. I get it, guys. And it's crazy out there right now with a lot of different things going on in our world, along with different budget cuts and economic issues. But honestly, at the end of the day, it's all about you all. So thank you.
Thank you. I would like to mention two things. First, this is Autism Awareness Month, and I wanted to mention that there will be on April 25th a walk for awareness and inclusion in Ryder Park in Longwood. Commissioner Matt Morgan, that's his initiative, and the community is invited to participate. And then I also wanted to say thank you to the ERP committee. This is the Enterprise Resource Planning System Committee. We met, as Member Krause mentioned, We will be, looking to implement an entire new enterprise resource planning system, which is a pretty big deal. Those of you that work in business and industry and even personally know that it's a big deal. And I imagine you've got a committee with 35 people on it. But I wanted to congratulate Amanda Zarco, who organized everything. These are all public meetings, and so you want to make sure you're doing everything right. Dr. Wysong, the supervisor, was there for every single minute. And it's very complex. We had individuals from payroll, from assessment and accountability, from teaching and learning, from accounting, from HR, from personnel staffing. We had a business advisory board member who used her expertise to support the work. Benefits, information services, our Red Apple Dining. These are systems that will be inclusive of information and data for our entire school system. So it is a very big deal. And so I just want to congratulate that committee on really diving deep into it and working hard to review the proposals. It was a big job. All right, so now it's time for public comments. So Janice Simmons, if you'd like to come up, please. And then after Janice is Emily Willitson.
Hi, okay, sorry. Tell me that, good. Good evening, thank you for the opportunity to speak. I actually just have something very briefly to say. I think it's amazing watching the young people come in with their medals and the wrestler, his success. And so clearly we have talented children in here. Some have gone even higher. I read about the students, the Winter Guard. Those are all phenomenal, and we want to continue with all of that. My daughters grew up in Seminole County schools. They're not students here anymore. They've outgrown the school, but we still live in the area, and I'd like them to live here. I'd like them to raise their families here. But if you take away the things that make Seminole County better, then they're not going to want to live here. And if they can do these things in a community such as Volusia County that offered it, or Lake County, then they're going to choose that. So you have competition, and in doing so, fewer people will live here, and their houses won't be as valuable, and so people won't want to move into this area. And your property values will go down. My property value will go down, and we'll just become another area for people to live. We won't be special. We won't be unique anymore. And that's really what brought us to Seminole County and has kept us here for decades, many decades. So thank you again. I know you have a lot on your plate, but you have a lot of people who are counting on you to make the right decision. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Simmons.
Order, ladies and gentlemen, allow the next speaker.
Good evening. I'm here as a parent who is deeply concerned about the recent decision to not approve out-of-state student travel. Out-of-state trips give students experiences they simply cannot get inside a classroom. They allow students to apply learning in real-world settings, represent their schools in academic, athletic, and fine arts competitions and performances, develop independence, responsibility, teamwork, and confidence. In some cases, these are once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. For many students, these trips are highlights of their school experience and often help them feel connected, motivated, and proud of their school. From a parent perspective, these programs also matter when families make decisions about where to enroll their children. Seminole County is currently facing an enrollment shortage, and families today have many educational options. When enrichment opportunities are reduced or eliminated, it sends a message that our district is offering less, not more. Eliminating programs that make our schools more attractive gives families one more reason to look elsewhere. I'm also concerned by the explanation that this decision is due to budgetary constraints. Many of these trips are entirely self-funded by families, boosters, and fundraising efforts. Parents willingly support these opportunities because we see the value they bring to our children's growth and engagement. When trips that do not rely on district funding are eliminated under the banner of cost savings, it feels disconnected from the realities families and schools are facing. Finally, as a parent, I find it troubling that such a significant decision was made without broader communication or collaboration. Decisions that impact student opportunities, family investment, and enrollment deserve transparency and broad-level discussion. The messaging presented on social media today does not reflect the messaging previously sent to the schools. I respectfully ask the board to re-examine this policy, consider the long-term impact on students and families, and work toward a solution that maintains fiscal responsibility while still honoring the educational experiences that make Seminole County Schools a place families want to stay. Thank you.
Thank you. Brian Zimmerman.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, order.
Recently, the Winter Winter Guard didn't just compete in an out-of-state competition, they won a world championship. Let that sink in for a second, a world championship. What the superintendent and you at the board so far decided to do is basically steal the opportunity from future students. In the words of Mike Rice to principals, due to budgetary considerations, all out-of-state overnight trips starting this summer will not be approved. Today's response on social media was some fancy wordplay because nobody ever said banned. However, in plain English, this does say they will not be approved. Please explain how trips fundraised and paid for by parents affects the budget. If there is a $105 fee for another teacher, I'll gladly write the check. I'm sure other people will also gladly do the same or fundraise for it. A school district that's facing enrollment issues, there must be a level of common sense that I'm not familiar with, because as I don't see a single angle of how this mandate doesn't encourage parents to go right to Orange County, charters, homeschooling, and private schools. Seeing as the news is here, the private schools ought to send a thank you note for the free publicity they're getting. We teach kids that if they want something...
Ladies and gentlemen, order, allow them to speak.
If they teach kids that they want something to work hard for it, what lessons are we teaching here? That they can work and accomplish something, achieve it, and then give it taken away for no reason? Any of us that have gone to these trips can still remember these memories. The PR statement again today was garbage. The word that was in there was not banned, but it's funny how the comments were turned off so we couldn't respond to it, knowing that, in plain English again, will not be approved. This is such an easy win for all of you. The question is, will you take it or will you dig your heels in on a power trip? The loss of trust, increasing loss of enrollment will hurt far worse than if you let ego override what is clear and common sense decision. In closing, it's simple. Do the right thing. The fact that we even had to show up here to point this out is scary. This decision is certainly not in line with past and former superintendents Bill Vogel and Walt Griffin put this district on to where students come first. Thank you.
Order. Order, ladies and gentlemen, so that other speakers can be heard.
Jay Getty.
Order.
Mr. Getty.
Good evening. My name is Jay Getty, retiring athletic director for Seminole County Public Schools. In a nutshell, 35 years, 29 years of athletic administration, 89 sports seasons in which I have coached the student athletes in Seminole County. My SCPS ID has no zeros.
Legend.
My application was written with a Bic pen, black, on a piece of paper, delivered to the office next to the Sanford Memorial Baseball Stadium. With that said, I've been around for a while. Our district is commonly referred to as the AAA experience. I'm excited with the redirect today. I am totally off what I wrote down, and my wife, who is watching, is probably nervous as all get out. I'm excited that we've readdressed it. We've looked at it again. I urge you, do not remove what our slogan is. It's a AAA experience. It's academics, it's art, it's athletics, and it's experiences. These are huge. They are important beyond belief. Everyone's going to try and explain it to you, but the bottom line is this. These kids grow so much on the road together. Don't remove that opportunity. The zeros in my ID is a note to remind me that as athletic directors, we are really good at working with the number zero. I've been working with the number zero as an athletic budget for 29 years. I will solve the financial problem for our teams. And as a district, our ADs can do that. Let us help you. Our $105 cost is built into the trip. Please continue to reevaluate these. Our state champion or state runner-up cheerleading team was a national champion. They won't get to defend that title if it's in a different state next year. I hope you continue to do what you've brought forth in today's meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Getty.
Order.
Mr. Getty?
Order.
Mr. Getty? Congratulations, Mr. Getty. I think with tonight's vote, there's a renaming that's happening at Haggerty High School in your name.
Yes, yes.
Order. Order, please. Allow the next
Joy
speaker.
Stricker.
Joy?
My name is Joy Stricker. I heard a rumor today that SCPS will start banning out-of-state field trips in the next school year. I couldn't believe that the administration could make that bad of a policy change, so I looked online. Sure enough, Oviedo High School girls volleyball team was denied a request to travel to Hawaii in September, even though the team raised the money themselves, so there would be no cost to the district. Communications Officer Catherine C. told News 6 Seminole County Public Schools is facing significant budget challenges similar to those of other districts across Florida, driven by declining enrollment, lower birth rates, and reduction in funding. While I'm sure you have a reduction in funding, don't talk to parents like we are idiots. Students are leaving the district in droves because parents figured out how to get vouchers for private school through the state's Choices program. Enrollment is not down because Seminole County moms all decided to go on the pill and get their tubes tied at the same time.
Order, ladies and gentlemen. Order, please.
I have two daughters who have both aged out of SCPS. They both went out of state multiple times for various academic competitions. They are both incredibly successful young ladies today, partly because of the amazing opportunities they had at Lake Brantley High School. You know who punishes hard work and excellence? Communist countries. So now SCPS has absolutely taken a page from the Communist Manifesto and proudly joins the ranks of Russia, Cuba, and Venezuela. Good luck with that, and thank you.
Order, please.
Sarah
Ladies
Lapsley.
and gentlemen, please allow this chair to say the next name.
Sarah Lapsley. And after Sarah is Tara Sloan. You can go ahead and come over.
Hello, board members. My name is Sarah Lapsley, and I'm a parent of an 11th grader at Oviedo High School and an 8th grader at Jackson Heights Middle School. Last week, I traveled with my daughter and the Oviedo High School varsity color guard team so they could participate in the WGI Color Guard World Championships in Ohio. Their team brought home the gold medal for the Scholastic Open class. They are now the state and world champions in their class. They competed against teams from all over the country and brought positive attention to our school. By participating in color guard and competing nationally, these young adults learn the values of teamwork, discipline, hard work, and dedication. They build relationships with other students around the country and cheer on everyone, whether they catch their toss or miss it. In order to attend state and national competitions, they participate in fundraisers, and we as parents pay the rest, including paying for substitute teachers through our booster organization. Not a penny comes from the district. To take away these opportunities that the school board doesn't fund under the guise of budget cuts is disgraceful and teaches our children that hard work does not pay off. Thank you.
Thank you.
Order. Allow the speaker to come up.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak this evening. I'd like to start by reading the most recent statement from the Seminole County Public Schools. We want to take a moment to clarify and address a rumor circulating in our community as it pertains to a policy or ban on out-of-state travel. And then the statement continues to say, to be clear, there is no new policy or ban on out-of-state travel. I'd like to now read you an email approximately 3 weeks ago from the Assistant Superintendent of Seminole County Schools, over high schools. Principals, due to budgetary considerations, all out-of-state overnight trips starting this summer will not be approved. If there are special considerations that need to be made, please communicate first with me prior to completing an out-of-state overnight trip packet. I was also able to be here for your budget workshop this afternoon, and there was a lot of talk about declining enrollment. And if you would like to know why your enrollment is declining, start here. Our 3 students spent their K through 8 years at a private school. Wonderful experience. We have a graduate from Oviedo High School and 2 girls who are currently part of the Oviedo High School volleyball program. Wonderful experience. The question that many of our private school friends who are making the decision whether or not to switch to the public school, or the public school friends that we have who are considering leaving the public school, comes down basically to this. Are the decisions made in the best interest of my student? Is that the analysis, period? Whatever it is, field trips, curriculum, staff, are you making these decisions in the best interest of my student? Or are there political, bureaucratic implications that are shaping and forming your policies? This is a mess. There was no transparency. There is contradiction everywhere. There is conflict everywhere, and parents simply don't trust you.
Thank you very much.
Order, please. Order so the next person can hear their name.
Delaney Sloan?
Good evening. My name is Delaney Sloan, and I'm a part of the Oviedo volleyball team. I'm sure by now you all know why I'm here, and you've heard all the points that I feel need to be addressed. As you have read and responded to the majority of all of our emails, so keeping that in mind, I'll keep my addition short and I'll get right to the point. We won the state championship this past season, and through that we have earned the opportunity to compete at one of the highest level tournaments in the country in Hawaii. We are given a chance to challenge ourselves against the best and represent our school and our county proudly. Fingers crossed we'll bring home another ring next year, but that will only be done by competing at the top level. That is exactly what this tournament provides to us. Next season, I will be a senior alongside 8 other seniors who have given years to this program. I'll be entering my 4th year in this program. It's something I hold very close to my heart, something that I cherish, something that I brag about to everyone that I know. This opportunity truly does represent everything that we've worked for. We fundraise every year to put money towards what we need for the program. This trip would not cost the district anything, as has been stated. We also hold ourselves to a very high standard. We hold the highest GPA in the county and keep in good academic standing, so that also will not be a concern. Our hearts and our souls go into this program. Me, my teammates, our parents, our coaches, everyone is invested in and committed to this team, as you can see by the turnout this evening. We want to represent our school and our county with pride, and I know that I personally love my team more than just about anything else, and I will do whatever it takes to make sure we are given every opportunity we could possibly have. I thank you for your time, and I truly do appreciate all that you do for us. I don't ask that you blindly adhere to whatever we ask you to do, but I do ask that you reevaluate your previous position and work together to come to the best possible conclusion. Thank you.
Thank you, Delaney. Anderson Hitt.
Order, please, so the next speaker can hear their name.
Anderson Hitt.
My timer's not working.
Go ahead, Anderson.
Good evening, school board members. My name is Anderson Hitt, and I'm here to speak on behalf of myself and my Oviedo High School volleyball team regarding the denial to attend an out-of-state tournament for our fall season, but also advocating for other programs across the county facing the same situation. As you can imagine, planning a huge trip like this is nothing easy and it takes time, and that time is unfortunately reducing due to our circumstances. In the many emails sent by myself and my teammates regarding our concerns, we have included our financial and academic situations. To keep it simple, we are an entirely self-funded program, and my teammates, coaching staff, and I work extremely hard each season to ensure we earn the things we receive. Academics are also accounted for as we are allotted mandatory study hall each tournament, maintaining our exceptional team GPA. Tournaments like these are not just for fun, and our head coach even calls them business trips, as they act as opportunities for us to compete against the best programs in the country, along with the college exposure some of us seek in order to play at the next level. I have been blessed to go on these trips since my freshman year, and I can confidently say they impact our team chemistry. Last season, we were even fortunate enough to earn our 3rd state title towards our program. As you can see, this program means so much to my team and I, and as I'm nearing my senior year, moments like these may never arise again. We completely understand the difficulties the county faces, and we thank you for your open-mindedness regarding our situations and hope that you will proceed with the same understanding mindset. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Order, please. Order.
Patty Naring.
Good evening to the school board. My name is Maddie Marion, and I'm a current 11th grade at Oviedo High School. I'm a high-achieving student with a 4.4 GPA, and I'm currently enrolled in 4 AP classes. I was a part of Oviedo High School 2025 state championship volleyball team. I work very hard on and off the court to positively represent Oviedo High School and Seminole County School District. I'm here to ask why you would decide to not allow us to travel out of state for a high-level tournament that not only helps our team get better, but also helps with college recruiting. As a team, we run summer volleyball camps for the local youth to fundraise and also do fundraising through friends, family, and neighbors. Our team works very hard to raise funds so we can take advantage of all our opportunities we are offered. We raise the money, we run the games to be invited to this invite-only tournament. We deserve to go. What makes me most upset is that it only takes 76 days to respond to our request, which now makes it very hard to fill our competition schedule. It is very disheartening that my peers at other schools were given the approval to attend out-of-state activities for the 2026-2027 school year. I expect equal opportunity to be extended to all of us, regardless of our school, program, or destination. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maddie.
Order, please.
J.D.
Order.
J.D. Woolen. Woolen. Good evening.
Good evening. My statement seems to be for Ms. Beeman and Mr. Rice and not the school board, as they weren't informed about this secret, uncorroborated mid-year policy like the rest of the community. We provided many great insights as to everything wrong with this unilateral decision by one person. But what I want to tell you is why my daughter attends Oviedo and hasn't left for a private sector education like so many others have. It's the same reason why you spend so much time finding and hiring great teachers, to challenge the students in a collaborative environment. You hear stories of high school graduates not being accepted to college with 4.0 GPAs and high SATs. They're told they need an X factor to get in. Examples of this could be a Model UN club wanting to attend a convention in DC, or a school band wanting to travel to Chicago for recognition in the St. Patty's Day Parade. Our Oviedo 6A state champion volleyball team has been invited to play in one of the most prestigious tournaments in the country, and they want the same thing that every other team does, to generate lasting bonds, build their resume, and create their X factor. My daughter transferred to Oviedo High for the very reasons I mentioned above, and because of what these types of trips instill: teamwork, growth, camaraderie. There are many choices when it comes to high school education, but we chose Oviedo where we knew there was an administration and a coach who wanted more than just quizzes and homework assignments for these kids. Coach Daugherty has pushed these players to be the best they can together as a team on and off the court, and they've been recognized as having one of the highest high school team GPAs in the country. My daughter wants to play volleyball at the next level, and you want to take her X factor away. Not for financial reasons. The players have spent countless hours fundraising to completely cover the costs. Not for academic concerns, because these girls rock in the classroom. Not for optics, because the other scenarios I mentioned have been approved for out-of-state travel by you. Not because of timing, as our request was sent in January with no response for months. which goes against policy and was well before any emails were secretly slipped in under the radar. So the only reason I can find would be...
Excuse me, sir, your time has expired. If you'd like to submit any written remarks, you can do so.
I'm good.
Thank you very much.
Order, please.
Glenn Maring. I hope I'm saying that right. Glenn.
Okay.
And then Jennifer. Good evening.
All right, we'll work together on this. All right. Good evening. My name is Glenn Maring. My daughter Madeline is a junior at the Oviedo High School and has been a part of the Oviedo High School girls volleyball team for the last several years. Just as you guys have been willing to pivot and make changes today, I'm just going to make a couple comments that I do want on record. I appreciate the flexibility in looking into this issue. The one thing that I wanted to point out, though, is this: you also need to look at the process of applying for these field trips. I believe the Oviedo High School has a very unfair process going through this, and I'll just point out a few things. The one thing I do want to point out is, and you did clarify, is what had everybody couldn't wrap their head around is all these approvals we've seen in the past said there was no financial impact to the district. You explained what there was a substitute teacher. If the Oviedo volleyball proposal was actually read, our coach already had substitute teachers in that proposal, but yet it was still never brought to the board for approval. The question is why. This was done on January 7th, this proposal was submitted. Come January, February, March, there are several other field trips, out-of-state field trips, including one for the 2026-2027 school year that was approved in March. Again, you never saw the light of day of the Oviedo volleyball program's proposal. Why? Once this was communicated that it was denied, it wasn't until March 23rd, our coach and athletic director reached out to get clarification. How did I know that the substitutes was in this proposal? I picked up the phone and I called our athletic director, our coach, and asked about this. She requested a personal meeting to clarify why this was rejected for over 2 weeks and received no response. I called her up, she picked up the phone, and within 5 minutes I had all information. This could have been avoided, this should have been avoided. It is inexcusable, and this process needs to be clarified and improved for the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Jennifer?
No problem. I'm Jen Maring. I'm also a mother of a volleyball player, and I am here I threw my speech away because I am the rumor maker, as that thing said. So I wanted to let everyone know I am the one who went on social media immediately. If I had 2 weeks, we'd have this room full, but we had about 6 days to prepare. So I'm the one who went on once I found out that this injustice was occurring because, as my husband just said, 67 days to reply. No reply from the superintendent after 2 to 3 separate attempts. And to me, that's unjust and unfair, and then I'm going to take action. So, first of all, the reply today was funny to me because the word ban has synonyms, which means reject, prohibit, all the same thing. So yes, there was a ban. We already read the email that Mr. Rice sent out, and then 67 days later, we got a rejection. No reason for the rejection? Budget. As we've heard 50 times, there was no budget. And if you're trying to save money when nothing costs money, I still wonder how you're going to make money when nothing costs you money. It's kind of a zero-sum game. So my question, and I don't want this to be about Oviedo volleyball. This affects actually much more than sports. This is color guard, band, the arts, the thespians. I had a lot of parents reach out to me personally saying, we travel for acting. So I think this needs to be rescinded and looked at and come up with a way that the group, tell them how much it costs. Don't say no fiscal impact and then say, oh, there's a fiscal impact. Tell me, does it cost $300 extra bucks? We'll figure it out. And if we can't, I guess then our trip shouldn't be approved. But let's not play these wishy-washy games, and let's be transparent, and let's get this volleyball team approved and all the things sitting on the docket that's been sitting there or rejected. Thank you.
Jennifer Devine. Jennifer Devine.
Hello, I'm Jennifer Devine, a former Winter Springs High School student, teacher, and now parent. Go Bears. I want to address the communication, as everyone has, sent to the principal stating that due to budgetary considerations, all out-of-state and overnight field trips starting this summer will not be approved. By now, we know that that is a direct quote. Afterwards, the message that the district sent was that there was no ban, just additional review. I think we need to call that what it is. That's walking it back and hoping that people don't notice. And you need to do what we teach our students to do, and that's actually own the words that you put out there, because your original message was very clear. Trips would not be approved. Now it's suddenly a rumor. That's not transparency, that's gaslighting the community that you serve. Especially when not just the volleyball trip, but multiple trips for next year have been canceled, some of which were planned over winter break. This board has previously approved trips with explicit language in those approvals saying there is no fiscal impact to the district. These experiences are funded by families and not the school system. What's actually happening is opportunities are being restricted. The email to principals also stated that they should, if they feel a special consideration should be made, they should contact Mr. Rice instead of following procedure and policy and filling out the appropriate field trip packet. That's not a small operational tweak. That's a major shift that impacts students across academics, arts, athletics, and leadership programs. Yet it appears to be rolling out without a formal public process, and that's a problem. These trips are not extras, they're real-world education. They expose students to professional environments, higher levels of competition, experiences that shape their future in ways a classroom simply cannot, and I say that as an educator. We should be expanding access, not putting it behind a vague wall of additional review. Opportunities like these keep students in this district. So you can continue to gaslight students, teachers, and parents, or you can do what I would urge, which is pause this direction, get aligned with yourselves internally, and then come back with a clear, honest plan that prioritizes students. Thank you.
Thank you. Kelly Frank.
Order, please. Order.
Kelly Frank.
Hi.
Good evening.
I picked the wrong day to want to speak, so I'll come back next month too. I'll bring some children. But I just truly noticed our logo tonight. My school, Lake Orienta Elementary School, will be at 80% free and reduced lunch next year, which means we will not be allocated full school-wide breakfast and lunch because we are not more than 80% Title I. Food is safety. Food is brain health, it's behavior, it's reduced absences, it's increased scores. Food is not a pillar, it is a foundation. And similar to the declining enrollment issue, Orange County and Volusia counties do provide universal breakfast and lunch. Do better so we can be better, or find a new logo.
Order, please. Ladies and gentlemen, order.
Thank you. Nina Sandberg.
I'm Nina Sandberg, a former SCPS student and teacher and a current SCPS parent. As a student, I attended Presidential Classroom from Young Americans in Washington, D.C., a life-changing educational experience, and my parents paid all the expenses. If SCPS students are denied these same opportunities because of the superintendent's unilateral dictatorial decision, it will be a travesty. This is not leadership. It is a harmful abuse of authority that limits students' educational growth. These trips provide critical experiences in learning, competitions, training, and civic engagement that cannot be replicated in a classroom. Even more concerning is the pattern of callous, harmful decision-making under this superintendent. Fighting in court against an 8-year-old disabled child to deny him a medically necessary nurse, even after a judge ruled in his favor, demonstrates a shocking lack of compassion and judgment. It sent a clear message that vulnerable, handicapped students are not protected, they are attacked inside of SCPS. It was wildly inappropriate. You were supposed to stop it. Instead, you allowed it. We continue to see decisions that harm students, families, and staff. School board members, you are her supervisors. Accountability starts with you. It is your responsibility to control this pattern of malicious leadership. I'm asking you to act immediately. Override this decision and reinstate out-of-state field trips, a decades-long standard in SCPS. Private schools still offer these opportunities, giving families yet another reason to leave SCPS. This superintendent is failing to serve this community with fairness, compassion, and sound judgment. You must remedy that situation.
Order, please.
So this concludes the board comments here at the end. I'd like to thank all of you for coming tonight. We really do appreciate that you took the time to be here. We know it's difficult to come, and we are grateful that you did, and we listened to everything that you said. Thank you very much for sharing, and I hope you have the rest of a good evening. Thank you. This meeting is adjourned.